What do you make of the NFC East right now, as we are in the middle of May?
Yeah.
This is something we can start to look over the steering wheel. Because the one thing that I did see very, very few times does the schedule release actually inform me of something. But when I saw Washington football team's schedule and the final 5 games are all in the NFC East, that means that the reigning division winner won't play many division games until December, which means this division's flat out up for grabs. That's the way I look at it.
Which is how it always seems to be one way or another lately. I don't know. I'm excited about the division because, all the teams can go any which way, right? Like, we don't know what to expect with anybody. And I'm more like the person who likes chaos with the schedule. I like, sign me up for the Darnold revenge game. I know you're going to be watching. But, that's going to get more eyes, in my household than some marquee matchup because I like the chaos. So I think, having all those division games at the end, and with the new week in the schedule, one of the biggest concerns was maybe these Week 18 games aren't going to matter as much. But they really backloaded the conference games. And a team like Washington, who I'm excited about actually, Fitzmagic's there, and I love the young core they built, and defensive linemen that's been on some really good hustle defensive lines that played, balls to the wall. That's the kind of group they have, so it's easy to watch them. I think they have as good a chance as anybody of being in it at the end, and the reality is they're all going to have a great chance. One thing coaches want to tell their players is, hey, it's all right in front of us. You ask any player, that's the thing the coach tells you after you lose a tough game, or he cusses you out, but at the end he says, it's all right in front of us. And team like Washington, team like Philly, the entire NFC East is going to have that opportunity. And there's teams like Denver. If you look at Denver's schedule, I gave them out as one team that I like their upside, whether they get Aaron or not, because all their conference games are going to be after their bye week and late in the season, and they've got a chance to get out ahead of it early. And so you can keep teams engaged that way because you're still in it.
So when you look at the Eagles, though, we had Howie Roseman on the week after the draft, and, Jalen Hurts is there, and I asked him, is this a one-year tryout for Jalen Hurts because the acquisition of Wentz will most likely net the team based on the trade that they also made with Miami atop the draft this year, 3 first-rounders next year, meaning they could draft whoever they darn well please essentially next year by aggregating these picks together, or maybe trading those picks away for somebody that might pop free, potentially in a trade. What do you think their long-term plan is in Philadelphia?
Well, I gotta think they're evaluating, right? I mean, you come into this year, you like some things you see with Jalen. I certainly like everything I see from the neck up. To me, I want to see more than 4 games of him playing quarterback, right? I think it's natural because we saw seasons of Carson Wentz, and the same people calling for Jalen Hurts are telling me, we've seen enough Jalen Hurts after 4 games, and Carson was an MVP for a year, and look where he ended up. So, it's a small sample size. I think, development of this young quarterback is going to be big, but I think he's a consummate kind of leader, locker room guy. So you have that to start with. But the truth is, and as it often is with college football, is you don't really know who the quarterbacks are next year. I mean, and next year, the way you look at it, there's only a few names I even know. Now, I'm no expert. When you talk to people that are experts, it's not like a hallmark quarterback year. But you're right. They grab some capital because they want to possibly, well, this isn't just why they did it, but it helps. Next year, they can reach up and snag that quarterback of the future if they don't think Jalen's the guy. And, I think one of the keys you have to look at is who are the teams that are going to just flat out suck this year? Do those teams have their guy? And because of the influx of young quarterbacks, I do think there will be some teams, a la Jacksonville, no offense to Jets, who I'm really excited about. But you can't put all your eggs in that basket. They could be a bottom 5 team just by virtue of needing to work on that roster, and Big Joe Douglas will. But, it takes time. They're teams that are going to have their quarterback and maybe a top pick. So you're kind of rooting for the teams that are set with their guys to struggle next year. And then you have the capital and you have the flexibility to move up if Jalen's not the guy.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.